Hey, this is Carlo of 4GQ TV here at San Diego Comic Con, and I'm here with Allan Henry, who's done a lot of projects from what I just heard. Allan, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in what you do?
Sure. Yeah, I have always been a thoroughly strange person. I wanted to be a cartoon when I grew up because they could do anything they wanted. They could be anyone they wanted. They could do anything. They could be involved in dangerous situations and get hurt and then come back perfectly fine the next day. And I really loved that freedom that characters in cartoons had. And as I grew up, I did physical things like martial arts and dance and acrobatics. And then I discovered theater and drama classes at high school. And I realized I wanted to do that. So I focused my training towards acting and physical performance. And then I went to the National Drama School in New Zealand and did another 3 years of really intense tertiary training. And because Wellington is Wellington, it's a small town. Everyone knows everyone who's working on the same gigs. You start to meet the people that do the work you want to do, and you talk to them, and they get to know you, and you discuss your skills. And then they invited me out to projects, which then led to more communication with people who were also doing things. And the network grows, it grows, it grows, and the work kind of grows from there. New Zealand is very much based on word of mouth in terms of getting work. If someone will ask, "Do you know anyone who could do this thing?" And they'll say, "Yeah, Allan Henry's around." And so you get a phone call and they ask you to come in, and as long as you can do the job and prove that you can do the job and be a good person to work with, it propagates more work.
So you're here for some panels
Mm-hmm.
on Godzilla and King Kong.
Yes.
And can you tell us what you've done in those movies?
In those movies. So in Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, I was the performance capture artist for King Kong and eventually Star King. So I was down at Wizard FX. We were given scenes and ideas from Adam Wingard and Alessandro, and we would work through them and go through choreography and fight scenes and the acting beats with Kelly Hodder at Gina. We would get sent her footage and then try to match our timings to it. It was awesome. It was a really great kind of. The first project was really cool, and then when they put me back on for New Empire, it was not only exciting but really really wonderful because the Kong lineage is so long and so respected. It was really nice to be a part of it.
And then also, there's this movie that you've done that it became like I would say like a hit with some fans
Yep.
unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
Yes, I was the bear in Cocaine Bear. That was definitely one of the weirdest recommendations that ever came my way. Elizabeth Banks was already going to use VFX to do her VFX for the bear anyway, and she just asked them, "Do you know anyone who could come on set and be impressed by the actors and give them something to emotionally respond with, and give the camera something to frame and give a reference for speed and movement and timing?" And we just said, "Yeah, Allan Henry is the guy we're going to get to do it anyway," and that led to a couple of Zoom interviews, and I spoke with Elizabeth and the producers and first AD, and we talked about, we discussed the role as artists and creators would. She asked me about my creative process, how I would approach the work. And from there, she really felt comfortable that I could give her what she needed and support her in her vision of how this film was supposed to work. And that led to the job.
What was your first thought when you heard the title?
When I first heard the title, I was like, you can't be serious. This sounds ridiculous. These are two words that when you put them together, when they're on their own, they're okay. But when you put them together, they are ridiculous. And then I read the script that they sent through, and the film was just as ridiculous as the title, which really was really invigorating. It was very, very exciting.
Okay, so we had a little pre-talk before the interview. So not only have you done the Godzilla and King Kong stuff and Cocaine Bear, you've done a lot of stuff, including some Marvel stuff that people might not even know about.
Yeah. Yeah, so with VFX, they get given a lot of work from the Marvel films. And because of my working relationship with them, and a lot of them are my friends now and my colleagues, they will often pull myself and a few other performers in Wellington in to do motion capture and performance capture for those films. So we get the chance to fill in the blanks where maybe they change a camera angle or they want to adjust a story beat. And motion capture is it's such a quick turnaround in terms of the animation pipeline and the VFX pipeline overall. That Lisa will ask my colleagues and I to come in and we'll work on stuff. And we've done superheroes, supervillains, creatures for Infinity War and the Endgame. A bunch of us were running around pretending to be all of the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos and Nebula, Gamora. There was running and jumping and climbing and getting crushed by pieces of metal and pretending to have magic powers and flying around on harnesses. It's really great, and especially when they call you in to do these roles that are not only well established, but also people who watch it are very, very aware of the character that they're seeing. So my job is to honor the performance that has already been established and try to blend that movement so seamlessly that the audience wouldn't know that there were 5 or 6 of us at one time pretending to be Iron Man fighting Thor in a forest. So it's a really interesting job to kind of have. So it's very, very weird.
What would you say is one of the biggest challenges of your job?
Well, that's a good question. One of the biggest challenges of the job, I think, is consistency. It's a hard industry to, like the entertainment industry overall, is very, very difficult to maintain any kind of consistency at any level. When it comes to performance capture and visual effects, it can be even harder because something or augment something. So consistency is tough. And a lot of that, another way to help maintain that consistency as a performer is it comes down to endurance. Because mocap is so quick in terms of turnaround. You can do shot after shot after shot. And the setup for each shot is a minute, maybe, max 2 minutes. So we could do 75 shots in half a day. We've reached triple digits sometimes. I think the most we've done is 140 shots in one day. And that you have to be able physically and mentally to stay energized and stay, and to be able to really commit to what we're trying to do for that amount of time, for 8 to 10 hours. Yes, you have breaks and you have a lunch break, of course, but you still have a lot of work to do. So I think that's the biggest challenge: consistency from a business perspective, consistency, and from a consumer perspective is the endurance.
Our audience loves this question. All right, so
Sure.
Icebreaker question, but I ask it at the end. Do you like pineapples on pizza? Yes or no?
Yeah, that is a really good question. I do like pineapples on pizza, not all the time though. It's a mood thing. Sometimes I just want a little bit of that sweet acid on a pizza. And sometimes I really, really don't. But I mean, look, it's 2024. You do you, babes.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your convention.
Thank you very much.
There.